Hi guys, welcome back to the channel, Right About Shankar. So in last week's episode, we talked about how exactly to increase one's vocabulary. So I detailed out 4 steps in which you could actually implement in your daily life. It's not much of a biggie actually. So in this video, we're going to talk about how exactly to handle criticism in the creative field. When talking about criticism, it's very easy to criticize someone's work, and it's actually very difficult to pick up a pen and write a story or an article or whatever. It's just like this. One of these days, you decide that it's been enough, and you actually try to pick up a pen and start writing something. You go to your dear friend who looks at it and starts laughing. He gives you a complete, non critical work of what you should have done and what you have done so far. So you feel dejected, you throw your book into the garbage bin or just under your table where it's going to remain forever. So now it's very hard to do something on your own, to be creative. Something creative is something very personal to you, and when someone criticizes it, you don't like it. It's not something very easy to take. So because I've been through this journey, I know what it feels like. I have just very simple 3 steps on how to handle criticism. In this video, we're going to talk about constructive criticism. So the first thing to handle criticism is ask them to be specific. So when you've written a story, let's say for example you've written a 200 300 word story, and you go to your friend and ask them, tell me how it was. The friend reads it, comes back to you after 2 days and said, yeah, it's fine, probably 2.5 stars out of 5. Now when they say something like that, I just want you to think of an example. You're going on a journey, you go to the railway station, the ticket person asks you, where do you want to go? You say, anywhere. The ticket person gets surprised. He's like, why do you want to go anywhere? No, anywhere is fine. Anywhere where I will get food, water and shelter. It's similar to that. So a person who's trying to critique your work tells you that, this is fine, but you can do a better job. This is fine, but maybe you could implement this kind of thing. I'm not sure what it is, but my gut feelings tells you that you can do a bit more. So the first thing to handle constructive criticism is be specific. When you go to a parent-teachers meeting, the teacher tells you have to work hard. Being specific is asking, ma'am, where exactly do I work hard? Do I work hard in English? Do I work hard in math? In math, which chapter? Is it set theory? In set theory, which subset of the chapter itself? So you have to be very specific while asking for feedback. A lot of people, what they do is they don't like asking for feedback. When feedback is given to them by somebody, they lash out to them saying that you don't understand my work, you don't understand art itself. What I'm asking you, you be very open to the person who's trying to critique your work. Tell them that, look, I'm trying to write something and I want very, very honest feedback. Can you please give it to me? When you say something like that, people who are trying to withhold constructive criticism from you will actually be very open to talking about it to you. So this is point number 1. Be very specific of what you're trying to achieve, what kind of people you're going to ask for criticism. So the second part of the advice, kind of how to take criticism, is ask 2 kinds of people. The first kind of people you have to ask are the people who have no clue about what exactly you're trying to achieve. Right? Let's say if you make an artwork, it's a science fiction artwork. It's something which has not been done before, and you go to a friend who has no clue, who has never ever had any interest in the artistic field. Go ask them what is their opinion on. They'll, as usual, give a very general opinion. They might even say that, stop doing all this, don't waste your time. The second kind of people you have to go to are the people who are actually excelling in this kind of field. Let's say established artists, prolific painters, etc., so on and so forth. Write an email to them, ask them, sir, this is what I've done, why don't you give me a feedback about it? Now, why am I saying this? The first kind of people, you'll get an idea of the kind of elements which the massy crowd wants. The people who don't really have any idea about what you're trying to do. You'll have a general opinion. Will this work with the general audience? Will it work the mass audience? Yes or no? But the second kind of people are the people who are actually excelling the field you want to go into. So they'll give you very specific points. Hey, what if you use this color? What if you use this portrait? So on and so forth. Right? The third point is very, very critical. Whenever someone gives you feedback, there are 2 ways to go about it. Number 1, you be very nice to them. You say thank you for your feedback. You take it with you, and you may actually try to even implement it. The second kind of people are the ones who give it back to them and tell them I'm not going to be a friend again, I'm not going to give you my writing again, so on and so forth. What I'm saying, whatever experience you had, write it down in your diary. So this comes back to the first point, right? You have to write down whatever critical feedback you have got. Always remember, whenever you're starting out in the creative field, people will have different opinions. People are completely different. You cannot say that whatever works for you works for them. It's not a one size fit all kind of template which you're working out here. So the third point is, write in a diary, what did this person say on this date? Why did they say this? Now, what did this person say is very easy to write. Why did they say this takes a bit of probing. You'll have to go after them. Ask them, why did you say what you said? You said that my writing did not have good punctuation. Why did you say that? Okay, you said this, let me work on it. You said that my sequencing is wrong. My passive tense, active tense, they're all mixed up. Why is it so? Ask them about it. So these are the basic 3 steps which I think you should follow to handle constructive criticism. Honestly, I'm just it's ironic because I'm not very good at taking criticism myself. So making this video is a bit ironic, and maybe I'm a hypocrite, but I will tell you this much, that being the creative field is a work in progress, takes time, takes a lot of effort, takes a lot of patience, and hopefully I will get there soon. I'll get to a place where I can look at a person's face and say thank you for your feedback. I will try and implement soon. So this is the end of the video. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more. See you.